Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Marco and today we are continuing One Piece, episodes 188 and 189. I'm especially excited for this next episode because we are probably going to continue that flashback scene because they didn't finish it. We didn't get to learn what actually happened between Noland and the Shandorian warrior Calgara. That was such an unexpected flashback, considering that we are basically almost near the end of the arc. Luffy is climbing Giant Jack with that golden ball. He doesn't give a shit. Luffy is such a beast, man, and Nami is going after him using waivers. So he's planning to catch Eneru while Eneru is trying to get his hands on Golden Bell. The bell we heard when Noland approach the island. That was so cool, and I like how they showed him in book like a caricature character, small, and I kind of pictured something similar in my head, and then we get a flashback and he's actually huge and buff guy, but he does have that chestnut hairstyle. And I really like how he came to Jaya and he sees Shandians. He sees these people who are not advanced as the people in his place are, and he was basically trying to help them. He stopped that bullshit ritual that they needed to offer a girl's life in order for their god to save them from this disease that is present right now in Shandia. And we saw that little kid who was infected, and that old fellow who had that green stuff on his face. He was proposing, oh, we need to sacrifice someone. Pretty messed up stuff, and it was done on sacrificial altar, which makes sense. And it's funny because our ship was there, and it hits really different when you see it in history and what was the use of that. It's interesting that we saw a snake and they view snake as a god, and Noland killed the snake, he saved the girl, he saved the boy from the disease, and even though he was stabbed by Calgara from behind, he was like, give me some time, give me 1 day, I will cure your disease. There is no need for sacrifices. And Noland started gathering some plants. By the way, he is botanist, so he is probably very knowledgeable when it comes to plants and stuff. And there was an earthquake, possibly because of knock-up stream, and he got stuck. He was bleeding, he was hurt. Calgara showed up and he was like, I'm going to watch you suffer. Let me see, will you get out of this situation? Something along those lines, which was pretty fucked up. But yeah, kinda understandable. People cannot change that suddenly, but if Noland actually does what he intends, that is going to help a ton. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into episode 188. Bro, this arc is phenomenal, man. The storytelling is so great. We had great comedy, we have great battles, and story is so good, man. Like the details, man. The stuff with the castle, the king's castle, looked exactly like when we were approaching Cricket's place. He had that cupboard right of the castle. The snake, to me, it's such a small thing, but it's not small at the same time, because they hinted in these episodes, they showed us that little snake, and Calgara said, oh, I didn't know that there was a granddaughter or grandson snake, man. I'm sure of it that the snake that Luffy was in was actually that little snake in the flashback, because at one point I was like, what the fuck, why is the snake crying when the snake came to the city of gold, Shandora? It's the place where snakes stay the most. It's her home, man. Like, this is insane. So I kinda thought that maybe Snake was crying because Luffy was wrecking chaos inside of it, and they probably wanted us to believe that. And things we are learning right now are so great. The story of Calgara and Noland is my favorite flashback of the series so far, man. That was so great. First of all, Noland came here with his crew to check out this island like any explorer would do. He saw that there is people living there, Shandians, and he saw that ritual, the sacrificial thing they were doing, and of course he stepped up like a Giga Chad he was, and he stopped it because it was bullshit. He did kill that snake though. He did kill the oldest snake, let's call it like that. And he stopped the ritual. The fact that it was Calgara's daughter was also a crazy reveal, man. That's how much they were dedicated to that. And it makes sense because in our history, people were always saying that it's an act of a god when we didn't know how to explain things differently. Like it rains, oh, it's a god. There is earthquake, a volcano eruption, a tsunami, oh, it's god, it's god. And I'm sure that there was a lot of similar things to what Shandians did with sacrifices and whatnot, which is really, really messed up, but that's the part of our history, and Noland was there to stop that BS, and not only that, he cured people from that dangerous disease. And Calgara, the proud warrior he was able to swallow his pride for a little bit after those words of Noland, that in Noland's hometown there was the exact same disease and that they invented a cure for it. And he said, is that an act of a god right now? What do you think? Do you want to let your people die by curse, or do you want me to cure it as disease? And we saw in Calgara's eyes that he was really shook and he was moved. He decided to give a shot to Noland. He gave him a chance. He did not regret it at all. The people were saved. They built an incredible relationship, two very strong characters, not only physically but mentally very strong-willed, and two amazing characters became best friends, man. Calgara even allowed Noland to bring as much gold as he wants, and there was that situation when they found that their sacred trees were cut down, the trees that were attracting the spirits of dead Shandians. That's what they believe, and they found that very disrespectful, and they were prepared to fight Noland and his people. But the elder was like, just look past this, let's wait few more days and let them leave. And Noland, of course, and everyone else was like, what the fuck, what did we do? And thanks to Calgara's daughter, who came to doctor and explained everything. Holy shit, that was such a nice twist as well, because trees can get infected as well by that disease, and it can go from tree to tree and eventually destroy the whole island. They cut down the trees that were infected, and that's how they prevented the spread. But even so, Noland was very disappointed for what he did. He didn't know that it was their sacred trees, and he even left gold behind. But when Calgara got the proper information, that's it, man. Him running, the bell ringing, Calgara crying, Noland crying, me crying. That was so incredible. Holy shit, and it's not even our main characters, man. Nor Luffy, but that goes to show you that what Luffy and others are doing is so great. What they did in Alabasta and what they are about to do here as well. Hopefully they will been no casualties. We saw some people injured right now because of Eneru. He's going all out. He's destroying the place where gods used to reside where we first met him as well. He's destroying Shandora, he's destroying Angel City, he wants that giant bell. By the way, I think that Robin didn't see that poneglyph, because when they showed Bell going to the sky, I think that like whole platform with poneglyph written on it is up there as well. So that's very interesting. I am sure that we will reach it somehow, but I can't wait to see how everything plays out. That was incredible. I really hope that you guys enjoyed my reactions. If you did, please consider subscribing, leave a like, comment, all that good stuff as always. Check out my Patreon page if you want to see few episodes early, the link is in description. I will be seeing you very soon with another video. Until then, take care and have a nice day. See ya guys.